Okay, hopefully this is my last video for today because I'm losing my voice. But I thought I'm going to check everyone can use formulas okay in Excel. And I have written out instructions in the notes. Sometimes people like to see it. So there's a couple of things you might want to do. Now, if you've looked at the data we collected as a class, you will have noticed that I put in a BMI calculation in the Google Sheet, and that works pretty much the same as what we would do in Excel. So that would be a simple, that was an adding, no, that was a division. What's BMI? Weight over height squared or something like that. So you can see what the formula is. So if you want to do a really simple calculation like you might do on a calculator, let's insert a column. And let's say for the Titanic data, we wanted to add up the total family members. So as far as I'm aware, SIBSB means siblings or spouse, and PARCH means parents or children. So I think if we added them up, we would get the total family members for each person. If you've actually read the data description in detail and I'm completely wrong, please tell me. But for the purposes of this exercise, we just want to add some stuff up. So in Excel, just type in an equals if you want to make it do something like a calculator, and then select what you want to add up. So I want to add up that cell plus that cell, and then just press enter. Now you don't have to do that for every cell. Once you've done the formula once, highlight it and then find that little square at the bottom right hand corner and double click, and that should fill it in. The only problem you might have is if it hits a blank row, it might stop. So then you might have to click and drag it over that blank row. And you'll see that it's done it correctly, and if we highlight that, you'll see that it moves it down the same each time. If you did not want it to automatically shift the row down, let's say we wanted to I don't know, let's say we wanted to add a 1 to every number, we could say add this 1 on. But to make sure that it doesn't shift that row down each time we do it, we put a little $sign before it. So you'd put a $sign before the 1 and the $sign before the H. And then it would just add a 1 onto everything. And if I double click on a cell down here, you'll see that it's adding these up, and it's adding that as well. Just in case you need it, you might not. So that's a simple formula. The other formula that you might need is you might want to calculate if someone is meeting a criteria or not. So are they meeting the recommended serves of fruit or veg? Are they meeting the recommended minutes of activity or metabolic equivalent METs? And so we want to say if something, then do something else. So let's have a look at age. And let's say I wanted to know code if they were an adult. So to do this type of formula, we still start with an equals sign, and then we say if. And it will give you little hints based on what you start typing. And you probably don't need caps either. If, that's probably fine. If their age is greater than 17, or you could do greater than or equal to 18, give them a 1, else give them a 0. So hopefully you can see that it's giving me a little hint here. Logical test, what's the criteria? Value if it's true, value if it's false. And I'm sure there's loads of help online. So they're over 18, so they get a 1, or over 17, I suppose. They're less than 1, so they get a 0. Child, adult, adult, adult. So it's done that correctly. So that's how we do a formula if we just want to add or subtract or divide, a simple calculation, and also if. Now Excel is really flexible. There's loads more complicated formulas you can do, but I think if you can do those two things, that should be enough for this course. If you have anything more complicated you want to do and you need a little bit of help, just let me know, ask me in the workshops, or post a message to the forums and I'll see if I can help you.